start having their activities online. So that is where we come in. So the solution, what I provided, I came up with the portal. We have the home portal, the about portal, the location, the ministry arms of the church, the e-services, the resources. And you can, as you can see, with the portals, all the functions that when you go and you click on that, you see, has been spelled out. With the home, you see the interface of the domain, the about, you see the church history, the vision of the church, the statement of faith, the pastor's message, the leadership. You go to the locations, we will direct you to all the locations of the church, the ministry arms, where we will have the men's ministry, the women's ministry, the youth ministry, the teens ministry, the children ministry, the e-services. We have the live stream, the Sunday service, Wednesday service, and the Friday Bible study class. And then when you go to the resource portal too, this is what you'll see. That is, so I'll be fast on this since time is not really on our side. When you go to the stores too, you go to, you see ABC Digital Library, ABC Online Stores. We have the portal for conference. We have the women's conference, the men's conference, the Christmas conventions, and the Easter conventions. We have the give, where we have the offerings, the tithes, and then the project support. And of course, we also have the prayer request. The prayer request can be sent by a member or anyone who visits the site. We have the contact us to, so the contact us to, if you want to contact us, it says via social media handles or email or our phone numbers. So that is the functional requirement. About the church, here I made mention, I talked about a brief history of the church. When the church started, how the number of years the church has been in existence, that is the functional requirements. I talked about the vision of the church, that to take the divine presence of God to the nations and to the nations and people of the world, and to demonstrate the character of the Spirit. So that is the vision. And then the statement of faith. So I listed a couple of them as a church, what we believe in. And then, of course, the pastor's message. And then we also have the executive council. So I listed, and forgive me, the way I arranged it with my computer. The phone is presenting it in a different format for me, but you take it like that. I hope you can see. So I have the statement of faith, like I said, the church, what we believe in. I listed like 4 of them. It says the Bible. We believe that the Bible contains the inspired and infallible word of God. And I quoted some scriptures. And then with the pastor's message. So this is what you see as a message from the pastor. The executive council too. We have the head pastor, the general secretary, the missions director, the head of all apostles. And then we have the general council, where it's made up of the pastors, the evangelists, the deacons, the ministry leaders, elders. Yes. So you can. So this is, you see, when you go to the about portal, we have the locations of the church, our various locations where you can also find us. That one I will not go through one by one, but I've listed all of them with the addresses. Yes. So you can see that, and then we go to the ministry arms. The ministry arms, it says we have the men's ministry. With the ministry, when you go to that page, this is what you see. You see what we are into about us, the leadership, and the men's ministry news, which will be displayed. Our vision, our monthly dues, and our mode of payment. This is if with the monthly dues, our mode of payment that is connected to that. We have the Visa card, the PayPal, Google Pay. We have the women's ministry. We have the teens ministry. We have the children ministry. So this is the ministry arms as a church. that we have. And then when we come to the e-services, we have the live stream. It says we will provide a link that if somebody wants to join us, or if a member wants to join, we have Sunday services. The first service, we says we start from 7 a.m. to 8:30, and then we also have 9 a.m. The second service will start from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We also, Wednesday service, that one too, a link will be provided where when you click on the link, it will direct you to join the service. That one to start from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
So I think we've lost. Yeah. Why are you still on? I don't think you are audible. I can't hear you. I don't know about the others. Yeah, I think he dropped off as well. Let's give it about some few seconds and see if he will rejoin. He's gonna make it or not. But yeah, let's give him some few seconds here, and then Emmanuel Boyson, when he's done, we will take over as well, and then we'll get into Jira. I hope by now everybody is in Jira. Let me see a yes in the chat box. I just want to be sure that you guys are all in Jira by now. And you guys have also created accounts in Lucid Chat as well. Let me see in the chat box to make sure that everybody is in Jira by now. If you're not, let me know so I'll work on your account for you. So I see the double yes from Kenneth. That means you are in Lucid Chat and then also in Jira. Kojo says yes. Bismarck says yes. Okay. All right, yeah, welcome back. Okay, all right, continue. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, you are muted. We cannot hear you. You're not audible yet. So go ahead and unmute yourself and so we can hear you.
Can you?
Yeah.
Me. I want to be sure if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you now. I think you're having some issues, some
Okay, that's fine.
Some connectivity issues, but you go ahead.
So we have the ministry arms too, where I was talking about the men's ministry, the women's. So as a church, this is the ministry, our ministry arms that we have, I think. And then I list what you see when you go to all these arms. And then we have our e-services. I talked about the live stream where Sunday service start from 7 a.m. to 8:30. The first service. We also have the second service that will start from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we also have the Wednesday service. These are our live streams. Wednesday services to the midweek service. We start from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And all this, we have a link. We have the Friday services too. That's the Bible study class. That's 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that's our e-services. When you click on that portal, this is what you see. We also have our resources. With our resources, we have our daily devotional. That is the ebook, and it's free. We have the Bible study notes. That's the guide to study the Bible. We also have testimonies. That is when you go there as a result of people joining the church, with the word of God coming to them, what people has helped, it has benefited people. It talks about testimonies. You see videos and messages. We also have the online store. The online store, that's where we come, the ABC Digital Library, that's where you find our ebooks and audios. We have the online store too, where you see our t-shirts, our calendars, our umbrellas, scarf, the things as a church we are identified with. And then if you want to purchase, these are payment. This is how you can purchase. You can use the PayPal, Visa card, Apple Pay, Android Pay, and then we can also use a bank direct. At conference, at the church, we have women for have to register origin and 50 that the payment is the
Yeah.
I'm back now. Sorry, the network's in. Okay, so yes, can you hear me, sir?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, let me. So we have the women. So with the women's conference too, if you want to be part of the requirement, you have to register, and then that one too, the fee is $50. Okay, the payment modes has been listed. We have the that one is you also want, you have to register and been spelled. The same thing applies to the Easter Convention. And then we have the give. The give where we have the offering, the tithes, the offerings, the email address, the amount, and you click onto if this applies to and as a support to ready let us know monthly giver of 50 to have the in a city project or what? I think I'm back. So good. Sorry, my network is I'm sorry. Okay, can you please can you hear me? Okay, so I'll move on. I have the inner city projects where if you also want to the requirement Latin project, the same thing applies, and then our payment mode has been listed. And of course, we also have the prayer request. We also have your email, the subject, the prayer request box, and then you click on the send button, we read it, and then we will contact you and pray for you. And then we have our contact us that talks about social media handles. We have Instagram and Twitter, and then we also have our telephone numbers. And we are saying with this contact us, a member can, it applies to both members and visitors. So I stated that there. So it's not only members who can visit our site, it applies to all. We have our telephone numbers that has been listed, and then our email address. So I moved on to the non-functional requirements. The non-functional requirements, I talked about the security of the website. I talked about the portability of the system, the user-friendly of the system, and then the regulatory requirements. And then the wireframes, I talked the client, the tools we'll be using, the internet, the database is MongoDB, the hosting platform is GoDaddy. The payment gateways I list, and then the estimation points that has been listed. Sorry for the I would have gotten that better when I'm using supposing I'm using my laptop, but forgive me. So that is the estimation points. I group them into the task, the duration, the resource, the start dates. I made them, but I think because I'm using the phone, it has been, when it comes to the arrangement, there's a problem there. So please, that is my estimation point. And then that is that. I'm done. And I'm due for any.
Okay, guys, questions for y'all.
So I don't know if you are breaking up. This is Kenneth. Hi, Yao. How are you doing, sir?
I'm just over, bro. Yourself, sir.
Yeah, I'm fine. So thank you for trying to present with your phone, even though the network was messing up. Thank you so much. So the delivery was okay, but I didn't hear the projects. We had projects that the church was involved in. I didn't hear anything on it. And also the various events and the payment types, the payment schedules, and the amount of money is involved. I don't know if you were breaking off and I didn't hear you, or you mentioned, but please, did you mention that? So I'm asking about the various projects that ABC Church.
I'm still sharing my that projects.
Okay, and okay. So there are some events that
Please can screen, sir.
Okay, I can see now. Yeah, I can see now. So I'm asking about the events and the various payments that are involved.
think I infuse them into that. So if you take the with the project, you look at the full name, the email address, the phone number, and then the amount involved. That is the fourth. When you take the water project for Africa Water Project, for instance, you have after the phone number, I infuse the amount. Okay, the range $50 to $250. That is the range a member can contribute. And then with the call, I think I'm showing it on the screen for you to see.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. So I don't know if previously we were also talking about the fact that you in as much as possible you need to put in much information for the development team not to have to come back to you and all that. So with respect to the various social media handles, I don't know if it's because your line was breaking or not, but I did not also hear um anything on that. Pardon me for that.
Okay, so the social media handles I listed here. If you can you see, Kenneth? I'm showing it on the screen, sir.
Okay, so I can see Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So as I said earlier, we're all making this particular BRD because we don't want the development team coming back to us asking us for what kind of information or what kind of social media handle is involved with Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. So it's just a reminder. I'm reminding all of us just in case we've forgotten that with that particular aspect, we're supposed to give vivid information. So if it is Facebook, we are supposed to state all the various handles just so that when we hand over the BRD to the development team, I mean, they can at least give us a working feature. I don't know if you understand.
I do, Kenneth.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think those were mine. So you mentioned the live streaming feature, right? Hello, yeah. Hello, yeah. Can you hear me, please? Is it me? Oh,
Yes. Yes.
okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And congrats too.
Yes, yes. I'm finding it difficult to hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, you were just breaking off. I'm sure it's your network.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clear now.
Can I go on?
Yes, please, you can.
I think he's gone off.
Yeah, I think his network is not good.
Okay.
So yeah, dropped off and he's not coming back. Okay. All right. So Boyson, Imana Boyson, okay, you go ahead and start with your presentation. When y'all comes back and Bismarck and others, if you have questions, we will still do at the end of the presentation for Imana Boyson. So Imana Boyson, you can do the church project as well.
Okay, I'm sharing my chat project to the page.
Sorry, I'm back. Can I continue, please? My network is
So while
I'm sorry.
So while Imana Boyson is getting ready to share his to share, Bismarck, you can go ahead and ask your question quick so that we can take care of that.
Okay, I just have one question. How many ministries did you present?
Please, I'm sharing my screen again, so sorry. Hold on. Okay, so the ministry arms, I presented 4. We have the men's ministry, women's ministry, teens ministry, and children's ministry.
Okay, so but the elicitation state we were asked to provide at least 5. So you are short of the requirement of the stakeholders.
Okay, so can you help me with the last one, the ministry arms, if you can help me, so I jot it down. Apart from what I've listed.
There could be several ministries in the church. I mean, aside women's, men's, there could be teens, there could be businessmen, there could be ministry to disabled.
I get it.
Ministry. So, but the point I'm trying to drive home is that we need to pay attention to the stakeholder requirements, especially when we had spent time to go through that process. So we capture all that the stakeholder wanted us to capture, so they will not reject our documents.
Well noted, Bismarck. Thank you.
Hi, Kojo here. I noticed you had the email of the church down there somewhere, but unless I didn't see it properly, I think you just wrote the website's domain name instead. So maybe you have to check that.
Okay.
And then, because I remember seeing the website name .org written there, and that was it. Yeah, I think this is it. abcchurchinternational.org. It's supposed to be the email address. So perhaps it was.
That's fine. That's fine. Noted.
In the requirements, for the BRD, basically once you're writing out the forms, okay, the forms that you're going to be using to collect information, say the full name, email, phone numbers, whatever, you're supposed to indicate whether or not it's a required field or not. I also noticed you didn't provide some of those on your forms. Okay, so I think that's also something you need to look at and fix.
Noted, Kojo. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So if you guys don't have any additional or further questions for Yao, then let's move on. Yeah.
Just, okay, one last thing. Yeah.
Okay, sir, I'm here.
What Kenneth was trying to say earlier, I just noticed. So the social media handles he was talking about, okay, he didn't just mean that you had Facebook, Instagram, or whatever written there. He meant like on Facebook, what will be the name of the website? And what will be the name of the church?
Okay.
You know, on social media, we have maybe
yes. At
something.
Yes,
So
yes,
you need
yes,
to
yes.
provide that also, so that the development team can
Okay.
create those accounts for the church, or to at
That is
least know
fine.
what to link it to, so that they can say on Facebook
That is
the
fine.
name is
That is so fine.
church. Yes.
You're so right. You're so right. You're so right. Thank you, Kojo.
You're welcome.
Jerome. Yeah.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah, I want to find out whether you have, since we started the church presentation, have you updated your work?
No, sir.
Okay. But I was expecting some updates. But since we have discussed, so if there's any shortfalls, at least you have the opportunity to have made the necessary requirement or changes before the presentation. But
I think I've already presented that already. So I didn't want any. I just wanted to present it the way I presented it to our boss. So any corrections can be done. That is why I didn't touch it.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Let's move on. So you can stop sharing, and then Emmanuel Boyson can start sharing. Let's go.
Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to share, but it seems they want. So the format I have is Word, but they said they want a PDF. So give me a minute.
You should be able to share a Word document on Zoom. It should not like prompt you to maybe convert or change the format. You should be able to present the Word document as well. Easy for you. Let's do that.
A minute, please. So this is my ABC Church website document. Please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Thank you. So there's a front page, and then the name, the title of the BRD ABC website, they're prepared by the ID, and then the creation date, and then we have the content. We have the approvals, the sponsor, executive sponsor, and then the producer, the first drafts, and then when it was first submitted for review and then approved. So the introduction, the purpose of the document, the people responsible, the product manager, the business analyst, and the client, business client. The overview talks a little bit about what we believe at ABC Church, about the scripture, the word of God, the Trinity, and so forth. The business problem is that we need to grow our membership and also keep members who are not, or members who travel, and the new members who cannot join in person. And with the pandemic and its related restrictions, an online platform will enable both members and would-be members and visitors to join us on service. So this platform will enable that. Our main menu will have a home, our services about us, our resources. Will give the opportunity for people to give the media. People can make requests, and then they can contact us. The scope is that the website can serve distant members, virtual members, and then in-house members. So we will not be restricted. So people can virtually join the church. And then these are going to be our handles on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ABC Real, ABC at YouTube is going to be at ABC Real, Facebook at ABC Real, and then Twitter is going to be ABC_Real. The decisions, the registration, visitors can register to become members, and when they register, we want to confirm so that we don't have ghost members. After the confirmation, then the registration is validated. We have live stream church services. There will be links and notifications sent to members once the service starts, and the members can join through the link. On the page we have live signal buttons that will be blinking so that when they go with a single click, they are on the platform. And the various social media handles would also be available. We'll have events where we will notify members or visitors can check. We'll have a platform for givings to support the social programs the church are offering. And then regular offerings, tithes, and thanksgiving, so members can give on all these platforms. Our resources will not sell them, but it will be when you give a gift of any amount, then we'll give you books, CDs, DVD, and downloadable videos as a thank you for the gift you are giving. And we have free downloads and devotional Bible studies. We have special requests where people, members, or even visitors can request for prayers and counseling. Will allow people to conceal their identity so that they can feel free to ask for prayers and then counseling. The platform will not require identity unless a member or visitor wants to do so. The user cases will be visitors, regular visitors, members, leadership, and then payment getaway. The assumption is that the church will be responsible for providing content, either video, audio, or text. The Bible materials and all those devotions, the church will be available. The members can have ways of accessing the platform, either via phone, tablet, or computer. And then members and then church will provide feedback whilst we manage the platform. The risks will be the normal online offline threats that we have, identity theft, and then the damage of brand confidence. The scope will be the homepage, membership services, resources, media, contact as listed, events, welfare, child care, life group, and history. The out of scope will be the gallery of events, pictures of events, and then testimonies of people to boost faith of people who visit their websites. And then we have social projects that are ongoing. Our requirements mainly will be to register members, have access to live services and thereabout. The non-functional requirements will be make sure that the website will be secure and reliable, and then it will be strong enough to hold as many members as possible. It will be responsive. We'll have cache and cookies to keep records of the demography of people who visit the website. We'll make sure that the site is secure, and then user account security, all password or accounts on the page will have a minimum of 8 characters with password, which is alphanumeric, having at least 2 special characters. So these are the technical design notes, and then the estimation times, and then the decisions. So that will be my first ever presentation on this platform, the ABC Church website. So I'm ready for questions and then corrections.
Emmanuel.
Bismarck.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello, good.
Did you talk about the ministries? Did you also list the various branches and their addresses with the contact persons?
Yes, I missed those when I was watching Yah's presentation. I realized that I missed the ministries. He presented 4 instead of 5. I realized that I didn't even have one. So I'll look at those 4 things you've mentioned: the ministry, the branches, address, and then contact, and I'll update my work. Thank you, yeah. Thank you. This one.
Emmanuel.
Hello, Kojo.
Yes. So, considering the recent presentations that were done and some of the things that have come up, you need to have per section. Okay, I notice you have certain missing sections and the content, the details that go into those sections. Okay, pick the ministries, for instance. What should be written in those ministries?
Okay.
What kind of perhaps sub-menu will be there? What content should be put there? The social media handles. What positioning should the menu items have? In the header, I remember I think Nana spoke about having the header section, the actual content side, and then having the footer side. All of that was not captured. So
okay.
Just as Nana said, I'll suggest we go back and watch some of those videos that we have done so far of the presentations, and then perhaps capture some of these missing items, and then use that to update what we have so far.
Thank you very much, Kojo. I'll do exactly so. I'm grateful.
So I'm just going to also comment on a few other features that I did not hear in the presentation. It's in a nutshell, you've been able to summarize how your website is going to be like. But because we're going to have to give this document to a development team, we would need to be like detailed as possible, in as much as possible. When the client is communicating in their own language to us, we're supposed to be able to break it down into a language that these development people would understand. And so that includes including more of the functionalities, how you want this to be, like the mandatory fields, if you want some fields to be predefined, if you want some fields to be custom, if you want some fields to, all those things. And I also a few things that I didn't hear about is the partnership, whether it's one-time partnership, whether it's a monthly partnership, whether it's an annual partnership. With the giving, I did not hear. Yes, but I'm sure maybe it skipped you. So as my brothers said already, maybe we can just go back to the requirements, and then we can just update it from there.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Thank you, sir.
One other thing, the payment gateways. How it's going to be implemented, how your charges are going, like how payments are going to be charged. You have to consider all of those.
Okay.
And one thing I think we missed. Okay, I did. In the case of the Zelle and Venmo, something I've noticed across board is that we don't, Zelle and Venmo don't have like an API. I think I was having that talk with Nana the last time, and the idea is that the Zelle and Venmo accounts have to have been created, possibly by the church, since the development team cannot do that for the church, and then the account number or the account name provided, for Zelle and for Venmo, and we need to state what the account number or the account names will be. And then possibly how that is going to be done on the website, since that is more of an off-site type of payment, right? Because once the payment is made, something has to happen on the website itself for the payment, for the process to continue on the website. We need to consider that too.
So, thanks, Guru.
All right, guys. You guys don't have any questions for Ibn Boyson? Most of the questions will be the crowd.
I think it's obvious.
James, Jerome, I haven't heard from you guys. No, Bismarck, I've not heard from you. Ernest, I've not heard from you. I mean, the whole point of it is that if you're not asking questions, and I'm not sure if you are following what he's presenting, the only way I can make a determination and know that you are engaged here is that you're asking questions. That means we're following his presentation. So for Ernest, James, and then Bismarck, and Jerome over here, I don't know whether you guys.
Oh, Nana, I did. I think I was the first to ask him a question.
Okay.
And I'm following.
And
Just want good day.
okay.
Yeah, Ima. There's this one question I want to find out. Since we started discussing this church website, have you made any necessary corrections or amendments, especially with some of the loopholes we have identified so far?
No, please, James. This is actually my first presentation. Even this, I had to get help from Kodu. So this is my first presentation, and then I think I'll make the necessary changes.
I'm not talking about your first presentation, but I'm saying that there has been series of presentations on the same assignment. So I was only just trying to find out, as we started punching loopholes, especially in that of my work and the subsequent that has come. I just want to find out whether you have taken a clue from me so that you could have updated your work just to avoid some of these small errors that we've seen.
No. So obviously I have to take a better look at it so that I can produce a better work.
Okay. Did you capture anything for the pastor's corner?
No, I didn't have the as Bismarck pointed out. I didn't have anything for the.
Okay. That's okay. I guess now I've identified the loopholes in it, so I can do the necessary amendment.
Thanks, James.
Hi, Emmanuel.
Hello, Jerome. Hello, Jerome.
Hi, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jerome.
Okay, so on the page that you have the prayer requests and the contact us, do you have any mandatory fields there?
No. The only description there was that the person is allowed to be anonymous. So I think somebody also pointed out what the details, as we are giving them to project developers, we should, or I should be aware of the details, exactly what I want from them. So I don't have no. I don't have those.
Because I think one of them is supposed to be mandatory, and the other one is optional.
Okay.
If I follow the requirements, that's what I was asking.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. All right. Emmanuel, thank you. And like the others have, they've already contributed and contributed in here. Just go back. This is going to be critical, right? The corrections will be critical to to the success of you bringing this information all over into Jira, because from this point on, I'm going to be looking up for all this information in Jira as well. And so if you have it here wrong, that means whatever that you're going to bring into Jira, it's also going to be wrong. Same thing go for you and everybody as well, not just for Iman Boyson and for everybody. So if you know that since the first presentation, you've not made any correction, no adjustment here and there, you've not taken the pain and trying to make sure that your requirement gathering is up to date or is updated, please do it, because from this point on, you're going to be bringing this over. All right, so it's already 7. So let me transition quick over here. Who's going to volunteer? I want somebody to volunteer, and then you will share your screen in Jira, and others will be looking on. It's pretty much hands-on from this point on. It's going to be all hands-on every day, right? It's not going to be slides. We'll come back to slides. There are topics on QA. We'll be doing QA very soon. And then we'll do change management. We have other things to talk about, different topics all to talk about, SQL, database stuff, etc. We have different topics, but for the next maybe 2 weeks, it's all going to be Jira. And then keep in mind as well that you will spend most of your time, almost about 70%, almost 75-80% in Jira, in real work environment. If it's not in Jira is just one of the requirement management tools. Atlassian stack of product. So Jira, Confluence, etc., Bamboo, TeamCity, etc. These are all to product by Atlassian. There are other ones by Microsoft as well, like the Azure, DevOps is a great tool as well. TFS, etc. These are VST. They are all tools by Microsoft for the same purpose as well. There are other ones like Rally, ClearQuest, People That Tracker. They are all the same, but basically when you have hands-on with Jira, the knowledge base or what you get out of here, it should be transferable, right? And so guys, this is critical, right? You're not just going to be watching. You need to go in there, create your epic, create user stories, write user stories, detailed user stories in there. And then, I'm going to be asking people to share their screen. We'll be reviewing their stories. And I need you guys, your pair of eyes as well. So that we can critique and look at the story structure, story content, make sure that the right thing is in there. This is going to be, again, about 75 to 80% of all your work is going to be in here in Jira. So, please take this seriously, right? If there is something that you have been missing out for the past weeks or whatever, make sure that, from this point on, you are on. If you're going to be struggling, I know, in the last batch, April batch or somewhere, people are even struggling to create an epic. I'm like, if at this time you are struggling to create an epic, create a user story, you're having difficulties in using Jira, then that's a problem. Even to create an epic, create a user story, you're having problems. How much more the story itself? How are you going to write it? So that's going to be if where to click and then create the epic and create the story, you having difficulties, then I'm going to be concerned. I'm going to be concerned about the story itself that you'll be writing, right? So it's very important, guys. So who's going to volunteer? And then I'll sort of be guiding, click here, do here. That's how you start writing. And you guys will be taking note as well. So who's going to volunteer?
Can volunteer.
Was it my
okay, Bismarck?
$100. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so.
You never somebody volunteered. At the end of the day, the person will get something. You. Okay, so you are
all right. So.
All right. Okay. So, by the way, everybody, I've created a project for everybody. You guys should all be in. And what I did is that if it's James, for instance, James, you have James Church project, James Pizza, James EL, that's for embedded lending, and then James Store for e-commerce. I'll be giving you guys the requirement for e-store or the e-commerce platform sometime. Maybe this weekend, I don't know, maybe Sunday, or maybe I'll give you guys some time to work on your epics and stories in Jira, and then I'll give you guys the last requirement as e-commerce. That's going to be the last of the BRD series, and then also you bring it over in Jira as well. So locate your project, Bismarck. Go ahead and locate your project. So it's going to be Bismarck Church or Bismarck Pizza, EL Store, whatever. So try and find it. Okay,
there's a BC Church.
So go ahead and skip this. Yeah, I see skip.
Okay, let me skip it.
So skip this, and then you'll be brought back into the main project page where I will show you some few things over there. Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
Scroll down and then locate Bismarck, Church. Bismarck Church. I believe that's what I use for you. So it might be number 3 or 4. Go to the pagination down. Click on the pagination, maybe 3 or 4. It might be somewhere around that area, or maybe go to the 4th one, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Come back to.
Maybe 2. Let me check 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
okay.
Okay. All right. So to start, so as you guys can see, we are in Jira software right now. You see your work. I'm talking about the header stuff right now. I'm just reading what I see over here on my view, and I know you guys see the same thing as well. The project is there, filters, dashboard, people, apps, etc. All there. And then on the left nav, you see Bismarck Chair software project, BIS board, roadmap, backlog, Kanban board, reports, issue, component, code, release, etc. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm talking about. I was just going through the left, navigation and all the things out there. All right. Now, to create an epic, to create an epic, click over the backlog. So where you are, left nav. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, great. So there are so many ways to create an epic. The blue button at the very top, at the header where you see the create, you can use that over there to, to create an epic. So, you can click on that just as an example. Yeah, so when you click on that, it will pop up. Bismarck check is in, the church is in, the issue type, tax bag, epic, etc. We can do that. I don't particularly like this way of writing an epic. So cancel this one. Let me show you another way. There are several ways to, write an epic or write a story, etc. So epic, stories, bag, whatever. They are all what we call issue type, right? They are all issue type. Let me show you guys. Okay, so when you scroll down over here, you see that there are versions and there are epics over there, right? So you see on the left side, yeah. So epics, yeah. So click on that. Okay, so you see over there, there's a button over there where you were right now. That says that create epic.
Yeah.
No, over there. Right, great. So yeah. What is an epic? So let's say we do the church, project, right? We talk about so many features that needs to be done. So Bismarck, if today I'm asking you that, we're working on this project right now, tell me one epic that you think, is going to be in there for the church, project.
We can have the ministries.
We can have the ministries, and then what else?
We can also have give.
We can have give.
We
okay.
Can have, we can have the resources.
Okay.
We can have the online store.
Okay.
These are all some epics.
All right. So let's go ahead and create a bunch of epics. And after that, we'll come to the epics and we'll create, the stories under this epic. So as you can see, issue type as epic. So go ahead and, where is the epic name? So go ahead and give the name for the epic.
Okay. So give.
Okay.
Do we put anything?
Yeah, on the summary page, you can still say give. That's fine. Yeah. So let's go ahead and create it.
Create. Okay.
All right. So we have given now. So go ahead and create the other epics as well. So go ahead. You mentioned a couple of them. So go ahead and let's create some more epics in there. And by now, everybody, if I was looking on, I will also open up my project, because you guys should also be able to find your name and your project. So Kwajo, you should see, you should see Kwajo Church. Jerome, the same thing. Jerome Church. Kenneth, the same thing. Kenneth Church. Yao Church. Joseph, the same thing. NX, Emmanuel. You guys should all be able to see that as well. And I mean, if you want to follow along, peacefully, that's also fine.
I'm actually in there already creating them.
Okay, so if you want to follow, peacefully, you don't want trouble, you want to follow first, and then right. But if you want to multitask and look on and also be creating along, that is also fantastic.
Conferences. How many should I create? I think I have.
You can have 20, 50. Depending on the project, depending on the complexity of the project and what is in there,
I'm talking about for the purpose of this exercise.
Yeah. So go ahead and create one more, and after that, let's come back to Give, and then let's start to write some stories in Give.
Okay. So okay.
All right. So now let's go into Give. So go ahead and click on the BIS one. The BIS one is going to be your Give epic itself. Yeah. So go ahead. Yes. Go ahead and click on that. And you can collapse this quick start banner thing on the right side over here, so that you can have that full view. Yeah. Yes. Good. Okay. All right. Fantastic. So now you see we are at the epic level. This is the epic level now. And then, you have attach, you have create issues in this epic. You can also link issues also to this epic as well. And there's also like a drop down, beside, by the side of the link issue as well. There's a drop down arrow. You can click on that and we see what is in there. So there are a couple of options, add a web link, etc., to this epic, right? So, we can attach photos, we can attach pictures, we can attach a lot of things. We can create issues. So that means we can create user stories that will be under this epic as well. And then when you see the body, there's a body in there where Bismarck is navigating right now. Okay, so the description. So, typically epic, you just have to type in something, a summary about this epic. So let's say, Bismarck, go ahead and give us a quick, it shouldn't be that long. Maybe 2 sentences or whatever. Anyhow, you want to describe the Give, feature, and so that people understand that this is what Give is about, right? So you give us some brief, detail. It's not going to be tight and often, or just, tell us. You can list this stuff as well. It's fine, but just give us a quick summary about Give, and then you save it.
Okay, I could do.
It's just a preview. Epic is just a preview at this level over here where we are looking at. It's just a preview for what people should expect in this, complex business need. That is the epic. So if, Give is about, this feature will allow people to, support different missions, programs, etc. And then you can bullet down. Number 1 is going to be tithing, offering, whatever in there. That's fine. You can listen that, like that. But keep in mind, guys, I know the other exercise, I realized that some of you were actually writing stories for Epic, and that is not correct, right?
So donations. All right, this is okay.
Okay, all right. So go ahead and save it. So as you can see, there's a save button over there. Yep. Go ahead. So, okay, all right. Now let's go ahead and create stories. So you know, under Give, you have so many stories that will come under Give, right? So let's go ahead and create these stories under. So go ahead and click on the create issue in Epic.
Create issue.
All right. So on the left side, you see that there's a drop down arrow. You're gonna change the text to a story. So no, over there. Yep, that's right. So whatever issue type that you're creating, you make sure that you have the right issue type that you created in there. So if it's about maybe a bug or something, whatever that it might be, make sure that you have the right issue type, under this Epic. So go ahead.
So, so this way I can indicate tithe. Or
Yep. You can have tithing in there. You can create another one. So go ahead, create tithe. And then let's go ahead and create, some more, stories under the Epic Give offering. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Create as much as you want, and then after that, let me know, and then we'll continue.
okay, this is okay.
Okay, so let's click on one of the stories that you have, starting with the tithing. Let's go ahead and click on the tithing. Oh, so okay, so once we come to
click on it.
Yeah, so you click in where you have the description, and that is where you're going to write the actual story, the user story that we were practicing and we were talking about. So this is where you're going to write a story. So how are you going to write it? You remember that user stories must have some 4 or 5 components in there. So go ahead and write a typical story for us this month.
Okay, I have a story. As a member of ABC Church, when I'm logged in, I should be able to select tithe so that I can give 1/10 of my income.
All right, so you have your story in there. So as a member of ABC Church, or as ABC Church member, I want, when I'm logging, I should be able to. So I gave you guys a template to use, and that is the structure of every user story. So the first one is I want the ability to, then they do something so that, so I see the so that part, but I don't see the I want.
Okay, that's what I made. I should be able to, so maybe I can change this.
No, so you cannot say when I'm logging. So it must, so we have the what. What are you trying to accomplish? What is the goal here? It is okay when I'm logging, I want to select tithe so that I can give to support, but make sure that always you have that, block in there. So even before you write your story, to help you on one line, you just say, and then come to the second line, you say, I want the ability to, and then the third line, you say, so that, it will guide your thinking, process. for you to write, the right stories in there.
So this is when I'm logged in, it's not really necessary. Yeah. So as a ABC Church, as a member of ABC Church, I want the
I want the ability. I want the ability to pay my tithe so that I can give to support, God's work. Whatever that you want to frame it, it's still be okay.
Okay.
I want the ability to give, to pay my tithe, give my tithe, whatever, so that I can,
Okay.
All right. So this is your story. Okay. So come down. So tap down. No.
Save.
No. Up same place.
Same place. Okay.
Yeah. One more.
Okay.
One more. Okay. So you no. So in there you will do the acceptance criteria. So you will do uppercase acceptance criteria. You highlight it. You bold it nicely. You underline it, and then you come down to the acceptance criteria. Now you do that criteria for us. All right. So now, go ahead and give us the acceptance criteria for this. So I am putting Bismarck on the spot. Mind you, it's going
to given that
so acceptance criteria, it is always nice when you sort of indent it. So number 1 or A, B,
okay,
so that it is 90. Yeah.
Member of How am I doing, sir?
Yeah, so with this one, I'm going to leave it out to you guys to judge, Bismarck, whether he's writing his acceptance criteria, the right way. We already talked about this. We've talked about this, I don't know how many times, but so, as he's writing this, he's documenting this, you guys will also be looking at it and say, okay, Bismarck, you missed out something here. You should have, it should have been this way or that way, whatever way, let Bismarck know what he's missing out. Yeah, so you can bold it, and then where you see the 3 dots, that is the the ellipsis. You can click on that. You should see someone underline in there. Yeah, the
okay. I'm
going to click on the good.
Guys, I'm waiting for comments.
So imagine that this is a platform that we've built, guys. Let me guide you so that you guys will be able to write proper acceptance criteria here. So imagine that you come on a platform, you want to give. What are the expected fields that is going to be here for you to be able to give? This is where the meat and potato lies, right? We want to be able to see the right field. So would it just be given that I'm a member of the church? When I select tithe, I'll be able to. So before you select tithe, what is going to be on there? What are the options you will see? Among what options are you going to select from that? Yeah. So we need to start thinking like that. So given that I'm a member of the church, when I select tithe, well, where are you going to select this? So number 1, A, Go here, you see a drop down from these options. You're going to list all the options that you see. You see type, you see offering, you see Africa project, you see whatever. A, that's the A. B, select from that option, type as an option. So we want to be process here, process oriented here, because this is where we are building. We're not just going to be guessing that, we'll have these options on there. Acceptance criteria means when I tick the boxes, I should see this on there. This is the exact thing I'm going to see when I come on a platform. It's not going to change. It's not going to be different, right? So A, come here, navigate here, da, 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 da. B, look out for these options. A user must be able to see da, 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 da. B, C, D. So I need to listen like that, right? To show how things will be laid out. And you don't necessarily, I don't know whether you have to be a church member before, you can give. But for this purpose, okay, let's stick with that, right?
But because we selected the tithe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if for tithe, people who are not part of our church, who are not members of our church, they can still platform and give, right?
Okay. So given that.
Right.
Let me correct this one. So given that I'm logged into.
I hope you guys are following. Let me see the chat box that you guys are with us. It's not just me and myself and Bismarck, talking to ourselves here. Let me see that you guys are here. You guys are watching, looking over our shoulders. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So I see that everybody's on, Jerome, James, you guys are all following. Okay. All right. Bismarck, go ahead. Hey, Chris.
A and then B.
Oh, we lost Bismarck. He should rejoin soon. Let's give it some few seconds and see if Bismarck is able to rejoin. Okay, he's back.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, we can see Bismarck. Yeah, I can see.
All right. So B is is I will see the option to pay tithe. B, I will select and see dollar increment. C.
Okay, so I ask you guys are following. Okay, all right. So I see everybody's on. You guys are following. Okay. Remember when we were talking about criteria, we said that they are, a set of conditions that must satisfy, the feature. So all the conditions that must be there, pre-conditions that must be there, post-condition that must happen when you enter something. You need to list it all here, right? We're developing something. We're not just talking, telling somebody a story. We're developing a platform, right? So that should be the kind of mindset you should have when you begin to write your acceptance criteria. We get into the real work, eh? We get into the real work. So you can come back and then save it. I just want to show you some more stuff here so that we don't waste a lot of time. I'll give you're going to have all the time to write your story, update it, come back, put more details in, etc. Whatever you want to do, it's okay. But this is how you start writing your user story, right? So Bismarck, if you save this or even in there. So usually I'll scroll up. Let me show you guys something. You can always come back here and update it. So as a story over here, as a member of the church, I want the ability to select tithe so that I can give 10 of my income to support God's work. Fantastic. Now, if Bismarck, as part of this story as well, Bismarck, wanted to add additional information or description or something in between the story and then as well criteria. So Bismarck, you can, from the in between that, you can come over there, very good, and then put additional information, just like you did with acceptance criteria. So you put over there. So if you want to give more background to the story whatsoever, you can have that also in there. So you can highlight it, you can bold it, you can go and click on the ellipsis. And then the ellipsis, you have the option for underline. It's okay. And then if you want to give the additional information, so under that, you go ahead and type all the additional information that you want to provide as a support to this story, whatever. So that is fantastic. So guys, I wanted to show you guys, the additional information can come on here. Whatever that you want to add, it can be on here. And then acceptance criteria will also follow suit as well. Right. So this is how you guys will be writing your stories. Same thing. So if Bismarck, you go ahead and save this. Let's come back to the epic level and then let's pick up another story over there that you created. So if you want to come back to epic level, so as you can see, yes, BIS one, that's the epic level for give. So just like you have tithing, you have offering as well. So you want to click on the offering or Africa project, whatever, you can go ahead and also add the details for that story as well. So you come in here, very good. You click in the details and then you begin to write the story for offering as well. Same thing, Africa project, whatever. That is how we're going to be doing this. Later on, I'm going to be showing you guys how to assign, story points. You guys remember with this story points as well. So I will show you guys how, when the stories are all written and then we groom it, you begin to now assign story points, etc. You can assign it to somebody to work on. As you guys can see over there on the right side, the right navigation, it says unassigned. If you click over there, yes, the unassigned. So you can assign it to somebody, right? As you can see, when you after clicking over there, you can assign it to you can assign to anybody. So that's how team members assign stories to themselves, and then they start working on it. When you scroll down, you begin to see some prioritization. And of course, more fields are also in there. So the drop down, there's a drop down that over there. Yep. So there are more fields over there. Story points. If you want to estimate on this, put something over there, maybe 2 points, 3 points. etc. for offering. You can save it. There's so many capabilities on there. The fixed version for this issue, etc. So many things that we're going to be talking about when we come to when maybe next time when we meet in here. But hey, you can come back to your stories and then begin to write stories. And then also down here, you guys can see activity as well. So comment section. So when you write stories, people can come over here and then they can comment over here. And then even in the comment section, as you guys can see, you can add a comment over there. There's a free text field over there, right? So you can even tag somebody. So when you do the @ sign and they say at maybe Yao or something, you can go ahead and if you want Yao to maybe come over here and maybe correct something over here, maybe Kenneth, somebody, you can go ahead and tag somebody in it, just like you're tagging somebody on Facebook, whatever. And then, you can go ahead with your comment as well, right? So go ahead and comment, whatever, save it, etc. That is it. So many capabilities on here for teams to know whatever that is happening with this, so the story that you have in here, etc., etc. So that's how things work out here. But and then in the description, you can write your story again. Make sure you have the story, proper structure, etc. You can attach images of UI, UX design, anything you want to attach, right? Basically, that's an attach over there. You can create subtext. As a matter of fact, you can create subtext as well. You can create, prerequisites. Some stories depend on other stories, etc. Maybe they are parent stories, etc. You can link all these stories together. So many capabilities on here, guys. We're not going to be able to talk about all these things tonight, but tonight, at least the intro for writing stories, you guys should get it, right? Same story structure as a user, as a persona, as a role. Make sure you have that in there. I want the ability to get something done, so that I can get something. If there are additional information, you put it in there just like Bismarck did. If there are acceptance criteria, you highlight it, you bold it, you go to the ellipsis. You can click on the 3 dots over there. That's the ellipsis. We'll go over there. You'll see some more capabilities. If you want to underline it, go underline it. Make sure your work is nice, it's clean, right? Make sure you have, clean, simple stuff, out there. If you want to add colors, whatever that you want to do, there are colors over here. Whatever that you want to do, if you want to indentate, all those type of things, just like a Word document, you can format your work. Basically, that's what it is. Format your work. Make sure your work is clean and people can read. They can understand what we are building, right? You can insert so many things over here. So many things you can do. All right. So Bismarck, you can keep going. We're following, we're watching you.
Okay.
So whilst Bismarck doing this, Kojo, you started also writing your story.
Yes, I'm actually writing. I'm
okay. So
I'm still under tight at the moment.
Okay, Bismarck, you can stop sharing, and then Kojo, you can also project your work as you're also writing your story. Let's look at where you are, and then we'll come back to Bismarck. If you're writing yours too, just let me know, and we can come back to you. Make sure that you're doing the right thing, you're navigating right. This is a good time for you to for us to see where you are and give you the necessary help. Just let me know. You can go ahead and close the quick start on the right side so that your page will be a little bit expanded. Yeah, click on the arrows over there. Yep. You do that so that you can have some space. So where you have the sub menus, label, type, offering, special project, etc., I would not put it that way. If I was writing it, I'll rather indent it. So under A, I'll have I, type, II, offering, III, special project, IIV. Make sure that your work is bulleted very nice. The same thing for what you are doing for the forms. You should have an entry, user entry forms for full name, etc. I will do it the same way. Make sure you are indenting it nicely. I, so that your work is neat.
Okay.
Nana, so for instance,
where you have the full name as well, where you have the full name, you make sure that if it's alphabet fields only, indicate over there that this field is going to be alphabet only. It's going to be alphanumeric, indicate as well, guys. If it's going to be number field, just make sure that it's numbers field. You put it all out there. That's how we put acceptance criteria for developers to know what exactly needs to go in there. Bismarck, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was asking that, for instance, full name, where he has indicated optional. If you use the asterisk instead of writing, say, mandatory, is it the same thing, or you have to write it out as mandatory?
It has to be explicit. You have to be explicit here. So full name, I will not even say full name. I'll say first name, last name. Guys, you got to learn to break things down from this point on, right? Begin to break things down. First name, last name, middle name, whatever. Begin to, break things down. And I didn't get to see your story itself. So scroll up a little bit, let me see. After you're done with this, you can scroll up so that we can see your story. Okay. Okay. If it's an optional field, you indicate that it's going to be optional field, whatever. If it's going to be mandatory, you indicate as well. So this is going to be a mandatory field. So payment gateways and etc. You need to indicate it very well. They should be standalone. PayPal has its own way of how people will pay. Zelle or all this payment stuff. You should be able to bring that also down there properly.
Speaking of which, do I need to give a breakdown of how the PayPal is supposed to work here?
Yep. So you have B, you have C. You need to have a D for payment stuff. You need to have, all these fields and how integration and all this, data field for integration, etc. You got to be able to state all these things out there. This is why your requirements should be good, because you're going to bring over what you did in the requirements. So if it's not good over there, if it's garbage, you certainly will bring in that also over here. Right? I told you guys, be detailed, be thorough with your requirement gathering, the BLE documentation, so that you can simply be copying. So you can simply, if you did a good job with your BLD, you can always go back, you just copy it, you lift it, and then you paste it here, because you already did it that way. All right, Bismarck, we did so far.
Yes, I'm on. I went back to continue with the type. So
okay, go back. I'm sharing the screen. Let me see where you are. Who else? Is anybody also, already working on your story? So you can also share. See where you are. Kenneth, are you working on it? James, Jerome, whoever. NS. Or you guys are just watching for now. That's okay.
I wanted to observe and take notes that I'll just.
Okay.
What you're doing.
Yeah, best part, you can go ahead and share your screen.
Okay.
So again, that's the same thing we're going to be doing. So as you guys are working on your church project, the same way you guys will go back to your EL, embedded lending. We did ABC Financial embedded lending project. You guys remember that, right? You guys will bring over the same thing. You start working on that as well. And then also the PISA and then the e-commerce that I'm going to be giving. So be sure to be working on this, make sure you've made some significant progress by Saturday, Sunday. I'll be looking over whatever you guys have done so far. Everybody will be presenting something, Saturday and also on Sunday. I want to see, the progress made.
Okay, so now, so the payment details, the way I've captured it, is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's not up to me to make that detail. So you know the payment details and what is going to be captured in that product, right? You are the.
I wanted to use the bank details, automated clearinghouse. So.
Okay.
So the bank name, the branch, the account number, and the SWIFT code.
Okay.
And So first, your first name first is mandatory, minimum 10 characters, maximum 25.
Okay.
Last name too, the same. Bank name also the same. And then branch. The branch name is also alphabets. Then account number is only numbers. And then Swift code is only numbers, maximum 9 characters.
Okay.
Swift code.
Bismarck, I'm not too sure whether you said first name, alphabet, only minimum characters 10. Some people, their names are even about 2 or 3. The Chinese people, Zin, Z. And if you have...
Well, it's first name, so...
Yeah, I'm saying first name. Some people's name is only 2-letter words. XI, Z.
Yeah, you
These
said
Chinese
minimum
people.
is 10, which means if my name, the characters do not meet 10 characters, then I can't fill in that part.
You can't fill in, yeah, that's what it means.
So my Kojo will not fit. Nobody will answer. Like the form will answer.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So okay, so the minimum I can put 1 or 2.
At least probably maybe maximum, maybe. Or preferably you can even
Perhaps
take
a minimum
it
of
2.
Let's say minimum. I want to put the minimum there too. So that if your name is C, you can type your XI. Okay, I get your point.
Oh, but that's the name is name. You can, provided you make it mandatory, you can take off the minimum characters and the maximum characters from there. Once it's mandatory and the person
I can take out the minimum, but I have to leave the maximum. I can take out the minimum. So that if your name is just a letter, you can type it there.
I would say that maintain that minimum and maximum, but it's a very good practice, right? For you to keep doing. Yep.
All right. Thank you. So the pay button, let me make it.
Guys, if you have questions, just let me know. We have some 4 minutes. I'm going to be ending the session. I have a sync up at 8 o'clock with somebody on his, if some project he's working on. So 8 o'clock, I'm going to be ending because I need to, join him on his, sync up. So if you have a question, let me know.
I have a quick one. How about the database part?
What do you mean data papers? Go ahead and share your screen. I don't know what you are documenting.
Not in this particular project. What I mean is, if we have, say, a project that has you remember you gave us this other one that had the database in it. Like we had to create the sort of the database schematic.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you're saying. So yeah, if you have that design, everything, that's how you are. If you want to attach it, you can go ahead and you'll attach it.
Okay, attach that as an image.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So for instance, if we had something like that, then we come here, attach.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Then you select the source and load it.
Yeah, and then even on the other side as well, an image. You can also insert an image also into the story as well. Where you see, go ahead to the formatting tools up there.
Let me save this one.
No, over there.
Here.
No, within where you're writing.
No. Okay. Go back to editing.
Yeah, here.
Go back to the right.
I think here.
Yeah, this one. No. Go one more. Yes, over there. So the files and images, you can also insert files and images also with this one as well.
Okay. And that will be part of the story.
Yep.
I'm guessing with the file and images, it's going to actually show up in this thing. It's going to be just an attachment.
Yeah.
It's going to display actually as part of what you've written.
Yep.
Okay.
There's so many things over there, cells, you can add Excels, emoji, or anything. There's so many things. You guys, I want you guys to explore, so many things that you guys can do, make sure that you're using the tool, right? Explore around. Make sure that you're exploring. The tool will not bite you. It will not bite you. Okay. Jira will tell you to explore, right? But I'm sure Jira will say, "I'm not going to bite you, so just explore me." All right, guys. I have 1 minute to join this call. So yes, this is a church project, and there's everybody. You should be able to see your project in there: church, pizza, and then the EL embedded in it. So go back to your BLD and begin to populate the epics and the user stories in here. Saturday morning, I want to see, again, I said it, significant progress with your work, right? Same thing for Sunday morning. I want to see, some of you should be done with the church, and you're working on pizza, working on the EL, etc. I want to see that type of progress. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on Saturday morning.
All right, Nana.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good evening.